Chris here, taking a look at a security camera from a company called IMILAB. It is the EC4. Now the EC4 here, it's wireless, so it runs off its own battery, which is 5,200 milliamp hours. The capacity means it should go for quite a few months. Depends on how many events you do have. I do have our optional here solar panel that I'm going to be connecting up to this. And with that panel, it keeps topping up the battery so you don't ever have to worry about charging it. Now it has an IPX66 rating, so that's weatherproof, means that you can place it out in the sun, it can be in the rain, and it's not going to be an issue at all for this with those kind of conditions. So it has your typical passive infrared detection, but you can set it up for human detection as well, so it can detect faces, and the events that will come through, the notifications on your phone, and it will record the clips if it sees a person. So you can set up a built-in alarm with this, and it does have a microphone loudspeaker, so you can have two-way communication there, and it does have an LED flash and a nighttime footage mode, as well as the daytime clips. So what is the quality? Well, it's not your typical full HD that these are often selling them as just full HD. This one here supports a resolution of 2560 by 1440, so a 2.5K resolution, and it also has, of course, application support. You can save the files to the cloud, which is their own service, or local storage at no additional cost there. So this video is sponsored from me, and I'll be going over the unboxing. I'll show you the design and the build quality of this, the setup, installation, the application, and sample footage, both daylight and nighttime. Included in the box, we have the camera, of course. It's nice and small and compact. Double-sided adhesive there for if you're going to use it on plastics, you can mount it on glass or plastics or ceramics where it's nice and smooth. The mount base and screws, a LAN cable, micro USB cable for charging it, a user manual, and we have this, which is an extended warranty card there for 2 years. Power supply for the smart hub, which is right here. It's very small, the size of it, really nice and compact. You see it does have our Ethernet port. We've got power, reset, USB, and an alarm button. Right here is where we'll find the micro SD card slot, and there's the speaker at the back of it. The front, just a status LED. So it is a small, compact camera. It does have an IP66 weatherproof rating, so it can be out in the rain, in the sun. It's not going to be an issue for it at all. So we have a passive infrared sensor right here. It looks like an ambient light sensor, status LED, microphone, and then a 4 megapixel camera. Right at the top, 2 powerful LEDs for your nighttime footage, which I'll give you a sample of later on in this video. So this infrared sensor here, the passive infrared, that's going to detect the movements, record those clips, but you also can set it up to be human detection too. So that's when it's going to see that actually a person's there, record the clip. Not, for example, if you've got leaves blowing around in the wind. You don't want it recording that, or even passing cats or dogs or other animals. You don't want that either. So it's good that you have that human mode. Down the bottom, there is a sync button. That's to sync it up with the smart hub. And under this little plastic here, well, it's rubber that goes over where the micro USB port is. That's to charge it, of course, QR code. Now, the battery within this is 5,200 milliamp hours. Now, that will last for months. However, I do have the optional solar panel, and that means it will just go and go and go, because that solar panel, as long as it's in the sun, it gets enough light, it will just keep topping up this battery, so you don't have to worry about ever charging that again with that solar panel. Here we've got a speaker at the back, so combined with that microphone, you can have two-way conversations. This is the mounting point there for it too. And overall, good build quality. And I do like how small this is. It's nice and compact. And the optional IMILAB solar panel. We have our mount here and screws. So with this, it's very important that, of course, you have the solar panel in the sun. It's then able to top up that battery throughout the day, and you never have to worry about charging it again. There is a user manual, which just goes over the installation, which is very straightforward. And then our panel. Quite a high quality panel. It has an alloy frame around the outside of it. Long cable here. And the cable, the plug on it, does seal right in. So there's no water going to get into that as long as you push it in properly, of course. So I'll walk through the setup now of it. I've got the smart hub connected up with the power and the LAN cable, of course. And using the application now, I need to pair it to my account. And then I need to pair up the EC4 camera to this smart hub. And then now using the app, I'm connecting to the C4 camera. It's very easy to do. You just have to scan the QR code on the camera, and then it's going to pair it up to the Smart Hub. Now for my installation. So I already have cameras set up at the front of the house, and this is the side that I don't have any permanent cameras set up. So I've already got it planned out that it's just going to go on the wall here, and that way from about here is the angle that it's going to get. Now you can use the live preview with the application to see exactly where you want to mount the camera, where you're going to get everything that you want, of course, in range of that wide lens. So mounting it just up here, I've got that bracket that I'm going to install now, and then the solar panel. It's easy to install. There's just 2 mounting screws. I have already drilled the holes, as you can see, and I've got the mounting bracket there in place. And now I just need to screw it in, and then we can mount that camera. Mounting bracket is now installed. You simply place the camera here and then twist it on. And now using that live preview, I'll make sure that that's exactly where I want the EC4 camera to be pointing. But I need to install that solar panel too. And there it is all set up now. The red status LED is flashing. That means it is charging. And then our application, which is called IMILAB Home, and you need to add the camera to it, then the Smart Hub. Of course, you do need to create an account for this particular application. So you can see there I've got a preview of the camera. I can go in and take a look now at all the different settings. So I'll just quickly show you some of these that we can adjust. So there's night vision settings, wide dynamic range can be adjusted, battery warning, and I've got 100% battery at the moment because with the solar panel, that every time it drops down a little, it's just going to be topped up, of course, by that panel, and I don't ever have to worry about that battery running out. Now, apparently it will last for months. If you don't get the solar panel, it's still going to go for quite some time before you do need to charge it up. Home monitoring, so this one's important. If you are going to be setting it up like an alarm, if you want to, you can do that. You can set up the detection zones. So when it sees a human, it will then sound the alarm to warn people. It's going to send you a notification, record the clip too as well. And there are different detection modes that you can set up with that. The clip length can be adjusted to here. And the longer, of course, the more battery it's going to use up. So you can tweak that to your own liking there, which is pretty good. So the rest is straightforward. Now, if you want to see those clips that when it sends you the alert, you do have to go in through the settings here, then to the SD card video, because I haven't set up their cloud service. It's a paid service, a monthly payment. You can have all these files saved to their cloud server, and you've always got it. Even if someone was to, for example, I don't know, steal the hub and steal the camera, you'd still have that footage saved so you can see where it was. So these events have been recorded. I'll just bring up one of them here and just show you a quick preview. That was when I was setting up the camera. So there it is. That's the footage, and someone was walking past before. That triggered it, but I've got it set to 60 seconds there that I want the clip length to be. Now, getting out of that, you would normally see the alerts and previews here. If you do sign up for that cloud service, that's where it's going to all be available right there. And if I go into the camera now, so just click back onto where I was before. Oh, this is the easiest way to do it. You can then go over to the live preview, which I'll load up now. So it takes only just a few seconds to get into it, which is great. It is very quick. Other security cameras I've tested out can be slow. They can even take like a minute to get into them. So the preview resolution is right here, standard definition HD or 2.5K. So it's 2560 by 1440 is the resolution, which I prefer to keep. And you can see that you can turn on the LED light, you can record a clip, take a snapshot, and listen to sound there, and even communicate or turn the alarm on. Imagine you saw someone just over here, you can turn that alarm on. And onto our sample footage now. So you can see it's got a wide angle of field of view that it fits in everything here from almost my entrance right down to the end. So that is really good. And the resolution here, we're looking at 2560 by 1440p. So much better than full HD. And the audio you're listening to, that's the inbuilt microphone. So with that microphone and the loudspeaker it has, you can have two-way conversations. Imagine that a delivery driver comes to your house and they're in front of the house where you have the camera set up. Then you can communicate with that person there. So it is rather handy. It's got that feature. Let's move on now and take a look at our low light footage. With the LED that it has built into it, you can see that I'm well lit, clear, and this area too. Now this is the color night vision mode, which is on by default. You can change it in the settings, but I do prefer to leave it like it is. And I think for nighttime quality, this is now 10 p.m. at the moment, this is not bad at all for a camera of this price and category. So there we go, that is the EC4, pretty much everything you need to know about it. So very easy to set up. It's just 2 screws with the mount base, and then you simply slot it on, and you can use the live preview to make sure you line it up to wherever you want that camera to be. Now, it doesn't have to just be used outdoors, of course. You could set it up, for example, in a room like this. You can set it up wherever you want. Indoors, it's going to be fine, and there's no problem with this being outdoors. If it's rained on, that is not going to be an issue with the IPX66 that it does have. So the range of it is the only limiting factor, really, where you install it. And around here, I've found that it's fine. I get coverage all around the yard, around the garden here, to the smart hub, which is the base station that it's connecting up to. That is the only limitation you have with installation. Now, if you do opt to get the solar panel, I do recommend this for basically just install it, forget about it, and leave it. That's what's great about it. That my battery life hasn't actually dropped down because during the day it's being topped up by that solar panel. And then once it's full, the battery, it's actually, looks like to me, it's running off just the solar panel, not even touching that battery, because the status LED is on, that it's fully charged, and I have 100% battery. So it's great, just install it, forget about it there completely. Now with the application is quite a basic app, but it has all the settings we do need. You can adjust the sensitivity of the passive infrared detection, and you've got the human detection. You can set up the clip length, and that will affect, of course, the battery life. So you can put it on auto, so it's just when there's movement, it sees a person there, it's going to record, and as soon as that person's off the camera, it will then stop recording. So that saves a bit on battery, or you can set it to a 1-minute clip, which is pretty standard for these types of security cameras that I do cover. The other good things about it, well, I do like the fact that it's got that 1440p resolution and not your typical HD or full HD of other brands out there. So you do get quite a few details more than full HD with the higher resolution. It is your typical security camera footage, and that means that it's only about 20 frames per second, and it's quite compressed, but that's normal to save on the file size. They're all like that, okay, when it comes to the footage there. You've got the powerful dual LED lights on there, helps light it up, color vision, intercom with this too, so the mic and then the speaker, you can have a conversation with someone else. So it's quite a fully featured little security camera here, and the build quality of it is excellent. It's good, and I haven't had any disconnection issues or problems in my time now testing and using it. So there we go, that is the EC4, pretty much all you need to know about it. Thank you so much for watching this video.